I honestly don't know if there is anything more painful to experience than knowing you have so much to give and having the feeling like the world can't see what you have to offer. I found my purpose at 34 years old, and now looking back, I'm like, wow, I was so young. But actually, because I had been working since I was 13 years old, and I've always been so ambitious, it felt like a forever thing. Especially in the time that I grew up in, which was like Avril Lavigne, she was a skater boy, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, I'm a genie. We had all of these pop stars that seemed to be so famous at such a young age that I remember me being 14 years old. My father said to me, "You're too old to become successful." And I was like, wow, now thinking back, I'm like, that's kind of toxic, Dad. Bless his heart, rest in peace. But I was very ambitious since a very young age and started working really young because I really wanted to prove my worth, and I wanted to prove that I was able to be financially independent and make more money and not depend on anybody, not be manipulated by anybody and their money. And so for so many years, I did all of the things. I tried all of the strategies. I worked myself to the ground. I was burned out a second time by the age of 30. I had developed an autoimmune disease because of the intensity, the grueling kind of work I had put on myself. No matter what I would do, I would go all in and I would put all my heart in it, and I wanted it to be authentic and I wanted it to have meaning. And that is something that has always stuck by me. And so I'm sharing this story with you because I want you to understand that there is no too late ever. And the main lesson that I learned that I want to share with you is that even though I deeply understand what it means to feel like you're being left behind or your timeline is taking longer than others, and it feels so unfair and so frustrating and so painful, all of that is preparing you for whatever is coming in the future and for being appreciative of what's going to come for you in the future. And by the end of this video, I'm going to break down a couple of strategies that are going to help you, what do the spiritual woo girlies say, crunch the timeline and accelerate the process so that you become very knowledgeable in how to quantum leap, another word that I really dislike, but how you can really create magic in a very short amount of time and kind of jump your timeline to go into the chunking express and be able to step into your purpose and be seen by others and learn how to use your purpose to contribute to the world. The biggest lesson that I want to give you straight off the bat, so I don't care about the algorithm and I don't care about how long the watch time is. I want to give you this because I want you to really take this with you. If you don't watch until the end of the video, that's okay, but I want you to write this down, put it in your notes, remember it, send it to a friend. The biggest lesson that I can share around feeling like it's taking too long and what you desire feels too far away is that the only thing that will remove you from that pain is accepting what is. The moment that you embrace and you accept and you understand that this, what is happening right now, is happening for a reason that you can't foresee yet, that is divinely orchestrated by God, the creator, light, whatever you want to call it, for your soul to expand and up level. The moment that you're able to embrace what is, that is the moment that you will be able to let go of resistance and come back to loving yourself and where you are at right now. Because the pain doesn't come from what's happening or what's not happening in this case. The pain comes from what meaning you are attributing to what is happening or not happening right now. It is about what you believe that is happening right now means about you. And the meaning that you're attributing to what is happening is what is causing you pain. Because somebody else could be going through the exact same situation and they'll be like, you know what, fine, I've been through this 350 million times, I'm not gonna give a lot of meaning to it. And they'll be good. They'll be fine. It will just brush off their shoulders and move on. But it is something about the situation that triggers something, a core wound within you, that is giving it a meaning, that is activating something that wants to be healed inside you. And so the moment that you start releasing that voice in your head that is telling you this is what is happening means about you, and you replace it by just shutting off that voice and being like, I'm not going to listen to the subconscious beliefs that are making me feel like shit because what is happening right now? What is happening is what is happening. It's neutral. It is just what you make of it that is causing you pain. I hope it helps. Welcome to the Human Design Portal, your safe space to decondition so that you can align with the right people, opportunities, and chances. If you're new here, my name is Maika Gabriela, and I'm a human design reader, a deconditioning expert, and the founder of the Transformational Human Design Certification. And if you want to understand your human design and energetic authenticity in a very tangible, easy to understand way that is approachable and makes sense, then please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Myself included, and my team. We're gonna be so excited to see this community grow, and if you have any suggestions, ideas, or comments or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. I love reading every single one of them, and we do our best to answer. So let's get deep into this video. If you're feeling behind in life as a generator, it is probably because you've sacrificed too much of your joy. It is probably because you said yes to too many things you're actually not excited to do. If you want to catch up on your timeline, it is not about trying to force yourself into doing more steps, more strategies, more this and that, and becoming more like X, Y, and Z you think you have to become in order to achieve success. It is actually the opposite. It is starting to say no to all of the things that drain you. Starting to say no to all of the things you're doing because you should and you must, and you're afraid to say no to because you fear being abandoned, not being lovable. And that is like a very real fear. That is one of the biggest human fears, is being, kicked out of the tribe. So I don't want to minimize it. But I want you to understand that as a generator, the way that you will catch up is by just letting your freak flag fly, is by really, putting on those blinders and focusing on what are the things that excite you, without thinking about the outcome, because the main thing for you anyways is not a success, it's not money, it is pure satisfaction. And the moment that you stop trying to please everybody, the moment that you stop trying to add 300 new steps to your routine, and you start honoring your sacred response, the world will speed up. Because the energy that you're generating in your sacral is going to be so potent that it is going to feed your magnetic aura. And when your aura is lit up, sparkling and juicy, its natural inclination is to attract the right people, opportunities, and chances. And so the moment that you focus on yourself and what fills you up, that is when you will notice an incredible expansion and acceleration of your desires coming true. My beautiful manifesting generator, I feel for you so much, because I know how much you struggle. The reason you probably feel like you're lagging or you're behind is because you've been told to pick one lane. It's because you feel guilty or are afraid to actually embrace the multifaceted nature of your curiosity. And so the moment that you honor that fastness, the zigzag of your path, the jumping around, that is your natural inclination. And so just because you're the fastest energy type and the most competent energy type doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get that first. It means that when you get there, you're gonna have the vast majority of information, experience, and fun adventures that you can share. And so really trusting your divine timeline and honoring your curiosity and your widespread interests unapologetically. Not trying to force yourself into a system that doesn't work. And so your sacral is such a force and such a power that it's going to be very hard for you to stick to that one thing. And there can be so much resistance from the people around you because you trigger others so much. And if you're somebody who has a codependent tendency, or if you're somebody who's highly empathetic, or if you're just a human that is having a human experience that loves other humans, you might be afraid to step into your bigness. You might be afraid to really break open and enjoy the freedom your soul truly desires. And so you might be playing small consistently. You might be noticing that you're not putting in the fifth gear to go after your dreams because you don't want to offend your parents or your siblings or your best friend, because you can see that they're struggling too. And they don't have the capacity to go at full force like you're able to do so. And so there is often this guilt to outperform other people because of how they will feel. There's also the resistance that you might feel in society from just, having all of these opportunities. And a lot of people really, especially people that don't have power, if you give them a tiny bit, they will use it to make everybody's life miserable, okay? And I am not against law enforcement at all. But if you have a police officer that is specifically putting parking tickets, that person is gonna be the biggest bitch around any stupid thing just because they finally have power. They probably don't have any autonomy in any other areas of their life. And so you will notice that when people are not empowered around you, they will try to squish you and step on you and make you feel bad about the force, the desire, and the big dreams that you carry. And so the moment that you allow yourself to understand that anybody that doesn't have their best intentions for you is not meant to be around you, and anybody who doesn't support the wilderness, the wildfire that lives within you is not a right person to have at your side that will help you and give you that confidence to step into your full, authentic, magnetic, charismatic way. And so the moment that you decide you want to do something and that is rich in opportunity and rich in versatility, go and do it at full force. And don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody make you feel guilty about, oh, you're changing careers, oh, another thing you're starting. Yes, I am, and so what is it to you? I actually taught this to my daughter this morning in the car. The moment you own what you want and who you are, nobody has nothing on you, because what you don't own will own you. But when you fully step into your desires unapologetically and your bigness, your force, my beautiful manifesting generator, is unprecedented. And so it might take you a while longer to get there because you took 500 detours. But when you get there, it's gonna be deep, it's gonna be rich, and it's gonna be sensual. My beautiful projector, if you're feeling behind in life, it's probably because somebody taught you that success had to be fast, had to be loud, and self-reliant. But the beauty of your success is that it only comes through how much success you're creating in others. And so the most painful experience I've had as a projector myself is having that heart full, being highly ambitious, knowing that success is what I'm meant to experience in life because it is your signature. So I know you know what I mean. And then not understanding why I can see everybody so clearly, but nobody sees me. And so your success doesn't come in the way that we've seen success portrayed in movies like The Wolf of Wall Street, or success on social media, or success in the way that we have been told is the only way we're able to be successful the last 400 years, which is through power, which is through force, which is through coercion. No. Your success as a projector comes from deeply engaging yourself in the things that you find interesting without thinking about how much money they're going to generate. If you think that I thought that I would be as financially successful as I am doing my human design business 7 years ago when I discovered human design and that I was a projector, you are mistaken. I was a weird girl that was like, oh, she's lost it. that is a weird AF what she's doing about this like spiritual thing. And then COVID hit, and then everybody got desperate, and then everybody wanted my advice, and it was like, nailed it. But I didn't know that in the beginning. So whatever weird thing it is that you're passionate about, where you're like, I don't think anybody will get me, nerd down on that. I feel like projectors are like natural nerds, and because then they become successful, they then get recognition, and then it's cool, okay? So obviously, waiting for the invitation is going to be the most important key for you to understand how to optimize the timeline. And so I feel projectors usually tend to be late bloomers, but it is because society is so differently orientated towards success than how projectors get to success. If you own your feminine energy, no matter if you're a male or a female from the beginning, and you really lean back and bring that energy of worthiness into your life where your boundaries are crystal clear and you know your worth, the world will transform and become your oyster. But you need to create that trust muscle that it's safe for you to be exactly who you are, operating from passiveness, from attraction, from magnetism, from wisdom and self-worth, instead of throwing around your energy, telling everybody what you know to try to capture people's attention and gain recognition by force. Instead of really working on creating that radiant aura that pulls in the right people for you. And if you're feeling behind in life, because your energy goes in waves and you've been trained and guilt into flatten your energy, you're probably a manifestor that hasn't fully embodied your power. And so the interesting thing about being a manifestor that feels that is late in life, when theoretically you're the one designed to work most optimized with the way society wants success, or has been used to experience success, is because you're operating from the fear, you're operating from low self-worth and from scarcity. And this is because your way of achieving success in the new paradigm, in this new shift in consciousness, is no longer through authority, is no longer through power and making people feel scared of your force. It is actually by becoming that steady rock, that divine masculine energy that holds people down. And if all of your life you have been made to feel like your bigness is annoying, like your power is defying, like you have been triggering your caretakers to the degree that the only way that they've been able to guide you or educate you is by actually breaking your powerful spirit, you will then spend a whole lifetime trying to get back into your authentic power by trying to dominate and being angry at the world. And so I truly understand that sentiment, and I have supported hundreds of very angry, unaligned manifestors to find their peace, and with that, their incredible impact in society, the world, and success. And so if you're feeling behind in life, it is time to stop searching for an environment and people that you feel can obey you, or that you're trying to force and manipulate and coerce into doing the things you want. But actually, the energetic, aligned way of activating this process of really getting to your purpose the quickest is by focusing on being the creator of peace, of regulation of nervous system, of calm energy, of I got you energy. Okay? This is what you're here to cultivate as manifestor. You're not here to tell everybody what they're meant to be doing. No, you're here to share your vision. But then, when you're actually in that, stepping into your authentic energy, it is not about domination. It is not about power. It is not about leadership in, I'm telling you what to do. That is not the vibe we're going for anymore, dear manifestors. We're going for everything's on fire, I'm the cool, calm water. Everybody's yelling, I'll ground you and keep you safe. everything is just a mess, don't worry, I got you. We're gonna figure this out together. That is the manifestor energy that will naturally want people for you to become the leader. That is the energy that will give me the trust to give everything I own into your hands to get me into the new paradigm. That will make me believe in your vision because I know that you've got it figured out and I can trust you in your capacity of keeping me and my loved ones safe. Not about threats, not about obligation, not about minimizing other people's desires, but really, it's so essential because I feel like this is the biggest mistake that I see that is keeping manifestors stuck. It's this very deep childhood trauma that happens so often, my beautiful dear manifestor, and I'm sorry if you relate to this. And then on the other side, it's this whole spiritual community telling you, you're powerful, you're dominant, you're the leader. Yes, you're the king, you are the conqueror, you are the queen. But do not mistake toxic masculinity with actual leadership, security, and safety. And if you're a reflector who's feeling behind, maybe it is because you've absorbed everybody else's urgency instead of leaning into your own natural rhythm and cycle. And so, because there's this inherent fear within you to be free, to not have references or energetic dominance to hold on to, there is a lot of micromanaging that can happen in a reflector's life. A lot of that desire to feel safe is then kind of like outsourced into systems, into type A personality, into structure, into if I do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then my outcome is guaranteed. But that is actually what is holding you back, my beautiful reflector. Because the only way that you are going to experience success and you can quicken your timeline is by being absolutely untethered, is by being detached. And there's so many videos on YouTube about this, but really learning to embrace that sense of lightness, of joy, of surprise, of adventure, and not having to hold yourself fixed into these structures that you hope are gonna give you safety. Because you need to find a way to connect to your inner self, to have that deep tool of grounded energy that is independent from the constantly changing and shifting energies that are happening around you. Once you find that certainty within you and that strength within you that is unmovable, unshakable, that nobody can take from you, then you'll be able to open yourself up to the wisdom that lies within your energetic field and your open energy centers and your lack of dominance in your chart. And when you're able to really open that up and lean into that beautiful, open, free energy, nothing can stop you. That is where your wisdom lies. That is where you're going to read people. That's when you'll be able to call BS when you have somebody in front of you that is masking. And when you're able to enter that, you're in your gifts, and then you're in your purpose, and then the universe will want to utilize you because you have found your unique path and you're at your maximum capacity. Your soul has found its little shining star in a sky full of other stars that will shine bright because you're embracing your unique way of showing up instead of trying to micromanage, strategize, and have everything under control to have a fake sense of self that is dependent on structures that are rigid and not aligned and in tune with the inherent deep guide and tool that you have when you connect to your soul. If you've enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. It means the world to watch this channel grow. If you think that this is valuable information that could help or serve anybody that you love or your community, please share it with them and let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you'd like me to answer or any topics that you want to suggest. As always, I am so grateful for your time, for your trust, and remember, I don't care what anybody says, I love you.